Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's new episode of Breakfast with Boom. Of course, I am your host. And folks, listen, 15 minutes ago, I thought the show was going to be a disaster. 3 people are not here, for good, important reasons. Our good friend, of course, Mr. Badbit, not here. He's sick today. Now, before I get into why I'm wearing the shirt I'm wearing, as you can see, I'm celebrating the Trevor Project. This is something that Mr. Badbit did on his channel. He's everything is non-for-profit. Everything is being donated to that incredible cause. Me and Mrs. BoomStick purchased 3 shirts. Of course, I wanted to show my support. He'll see this on the replay. Joe, if you're listening, feel better, brother. Dreadpool got screwed with work. And, listen, this is just a podcast, so work comes first. And BitCloud may or may not be back. He's doing something. Hopefully we can get him in here because we have some big topics I'm hoping to hear his opinion on. But we have some special guests. And basically almost the entire panel is special guests, other than the best voice in podcasting, the chainsaw-wearing Xbox extraordinaire representative, Crispy Bomb. Welcome to the program, brother. How you doing?
Oh, good morning, everybody. Definitely excited. I feel like a loner. I'm going down. I'm going down. And then we got the sauce. And we got the rookie sensation. And we got the king.
Yeah, it is going to be one heck of an episode, folks. Again, 15 minutes ago, I was standing with just Crispy, not sure if the Avengers were going to show up. And here they are, folks, for you this morning. And we're going to start, of course, with Gaz on Daily. Gaz, first of all, brother, you and your incredible partner have just been killing it with what you're doing at your site. I think that what you guys are doing on Game On Daily is nothing short of incredible. I think that you need more subs. If you are a fan of mine, if you trust my opinion and you are not already subbed to Game On Daily on YouTube, please, for the love of Jehovah, get over there and sub this man. Him and the team that works over there is just, man, it's incredible. And the skits, and there's one coming up that he has this weekend that, listen, I'm gonna let him talk about it. Gaz, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Boom. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I had to take Wednesday off because I had a migraine for 2 days. I think I burnt the candle on 3 ends rather than just the 2.
Oh, mate, but you deserve a rest, man. Your work rate is ridiculous. How do you do this?
Well, being retired certainly helps.
No, but seriously, you put on a sick show. Love always coming on here. Thank you for the kind words. You as a content creator know how much this takes a battering on your energy levels. So yeah, thank you so much. Happy to talk games and swim in the sauce.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some sauce today. And of course, rookie sensation. He gets the call. He answers it like Batman, and he just beat the hell out of the entire Rogues Gallery. Pong Soul, what's up, brother?
Good morning, Boom. Good morning, chat, man. Man, what a week. First, at the beginning of the week, Tuesday, I get to sneak in the back door and get on RDX with the boys over there. Gaz is there, so I already got some sauce for the week. Now I show up on a Friday. I get more sauce, but not only that, I get to be on stream with Crispy. And finally, I get to be on with the Lord himself, King David, the final Lord of the realm that I had not been on a show with yet, right? Over at Iron Lords. Here I am with King David. Man, what a Friday. What a week. What an E3. What a great morning. Boom, thank you for the invite. I am happy and excited to be here.
It's great to have you. And definitely last and in no way least, literally the king, the royalty making his triumphant return. And folks, I said this to him in the green room. I'll say it on live on the air. I literally built the show around King David's appearance today because you know what? Why not, when you have someone that raises up Game Pass, that tells it like it is, that's been telling people about Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer for years. King, welcome back, brother.
I am so happy to be here. Shout out to everyone that's here. Pong So, we're going to do this today, brother. Looking fantastic on camera as always. Got to give a shout out to Boom, definitely on camera. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looks. I love the shirt. Crispy, you know you my dude, and Gaz, 100% you my man. I'm gonna give a shout out to Paris Lily. Paris.
Yeah.
Huge
Paris,
shout out.
I'm so proud of you, sir. It was a wonderful treat to see you step out on that stage and hold it down, and especially on Juneteenth, sir.
Yes.
I respect everything that you do, and it was a fabulous show. Thank you so much for representing in the manner that you do. I hope this gets to you. I hope somebody gets word to you to say that I humbly bend the knee, and you, sir, are a shining light in our community. Thank you so much for bringing all that you do bring, and I can't wait to start this show and talk about the games we love.
Well, thanks so much for being here. And last and no way least, making his triumphant return right along with King David. BitCloud Gaming, brother, how the heck are you? And the question of the day, have you platinumed Ratchet and Clank yet? Because I know Joe, Mr. Babbitt, has.
I mean, this is me you're talking to. Of course
Well,
I'm
there
platinum.
you go, folks. The answer is clear. Yes, he has.
Platinum 140, and it was glorious.
It is a glorious game. You know what's a shame? What's a shame is that E3 week, I have played less than an hour of gaming.
Wow.
It's just been so busy. I just have not had literally the time to game, because obviously, you got to produce the shows that people want, the good programming, and I'll get to gaming eventually. But dude, thanks so much for being here. Listen, this is a video game show, right? But every now and again, real things in real life happen that are important to both myself and, of course, my partner, Mrs. BoomStick. Now, she's not here to give her thoughts. She's working, but she's working on the channel with me full time. And there are two things that I felt it was absolutely necessary to open the show with. And that's the shirt I'm wearing. If you can see it, I'll step back for you. I'll move the mic. This is some swag that I bought from, of course, Mr. Badbit's incredible site. And, of course, they are celebrating, Pride Month, which is this month. And they are been working with the Trevor Project, which is an American nonprofit organization. And this organization was founded in 1998. And it's focused on suicide prevention efforts among the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. And there's a toll-free number, which I'm going to add to the show notes, that if you know anyone that is struggling in the LGBTQ plus youth community, this is where I want you to send them. They have counselors over there to help with a lot of the questions. There's more suicide in that community than you possibly know. And if you know someone that is struggling and you want to help them, this is where you got to send them. But that's not it. Because yesterday in this country, President Biden signed a bill establishing June 19th as Juneteenth National Independence Day. It is now a U.S. federal holiday, and it commemorates the end of slavery in this country. And it's the first federal holiday established since Martin Luther King Jr. Day in 1983. These are two monster things that are going on. I felt it as a content creator who has a small voice. I needed to celebrate both of them, and my panel obviously is with me on this. And you know what? I couldn't be more proud to celebrate it with you, and of course the almost 150 people we already have here. And again, we're going to get right into the gaming. But before we get to the gaming aspect, does anyone want to add anything to that?
No. I'm
okay.
over.
Excellent. Okay, so listen, we're going to get into the gaming aspect of it, folks. That's what you're here for. And we're you know what? Before we get into the winners and the losers of course, E3, we have to get to what has taken over social media. It's taken over the gaming media. It's taken over the conversation in gaming, and that is Xbox Game Pass. Now, I am not really personal friends, but I love their work. And I'm talking about the gentleman over at Xbox Era. Now, Gaz actually knows them, and we were talking in the green room, and we're going to get to him in a second. They wrote an article regarding the next 2 months in Xbox land when it comes to Xbox Game Pass. And I wanted to elaborate on it because they said that July and August are not only madness for gamers. In my personal opinion, there are at least 4 games there that could be potential Game of the Year winners or at least nominations. And that's only 2 months. And these are day and date, huge releases in Xbox Game Pass for the low price of $10 for just the console or $15 for console and PC. Now, before we get into those 2 months, we have to talk about June. Now, besides the unbelievable amount of games that were just unloaded in there from Bethesda, which obviously I don't have to go over the list. You know what's there. On June 22nd, which is next week, you have the Sea of Thieves update with this Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's a single player or multiplayer with your buddies story that I have been waiting for. See, I like Sea of Thieves from a distance.
Yeah.
Okay, because getting robbed after spending 8 hours, loading up on gold, not my bag. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? You know how I knew this game wasn't for me? I got into the beta, and I had a treasure chest, and I was walking to put it in, and I got jumped by 4 people, and I said, you know something? This is childhood revisited. It ain't happening again. I'm a popo now.
They took you once. Oh, man.
That's not happening. This game is not for me. So I'm down with this single player experience. But on the same day, folks, you have Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Now, whether you think that game is a AA, a single A, a triple A, it's a big release. And then on June 24th, and I know Pong is going to have something to say about this, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Big game. A lot of people like that. But I want to go into July and August before we get to the panel. On July 6th, folks, you're getting a Plague's Tale Innocent free Series X and S upgrade, and that game is already in Game Pass. Okay. Then on July 20th, you're getting a game that's cel-shaded. It's an RPG. It looks dope. Christ Tales. Okay, that game looks fantastic, and it's definitely is going to scratch an itch for me. But on July 27th, my brother's birthday, Neo Mental, you're getting Microsoft Flight Simulator. 2 days later, you're getting The Ascent. Right? Then we move into August 3rd, folks. You're getting Lemnis Gate, which looks dope, by the way. Okay, never heard of it. I saw some video of it. I'm in. All I have to do is press the download button. We're good. But then the next 3 releases, folks, on August 13th, you're getting Game of the Year 2020 Hades. On August 19th, you're getting potentially Game of the Year nominee 12 Minutes. And then you're going to get for your last helping, and at this point, you're probably throwing up because you have too many games, Psychonauts 2, which looks absolutely incredible. So the question, and we're going to start with, actually, King, I'm going to bring you in after Gaz. Okay. I know you have a lot to say. Gaz, can anything stop Xbox Game Pass? And will this summer be the biggest additions to the subscriber count, well past 30 million, because of the unbelievable value they continue to offer its members?
When you invite the member of the source, get ready for it to go both ways, yeah? Because those games do nothing for me, bro. They do nothing for me. I'm just kidding. I'll play with you. No, The Ascent looks mad. Hades looks mad. Psychonauts 2, I love what Tim Schafer does. That looks going to be mad. But you asked me whether these numbers are going to go up. The biggest boost is reserved for Halo. That will be the thing that pushes it.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
But look at the variety of these games, man. I think people are a bit spoiled about not even Hades just because it came out last year. They don't recognize the sickness that is going to be unleashed upon them with the madness that is Hades. You are so spoiled, guys. This is theft. Game Pass is theft. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a. I played it on PC. I loved it. I didn't pay for it because of Game Pass. And again, look at the variety of games. Plague's Tale in HD, great game. If you haven't played it, you definitely have no reason to play it now, especially now that amazing looking sequels announced. Microsoft Flight Sim is a flight simulator, and it's one of the best, if not the best looking titles out there. People bemoan it because it's a flight sim. Okay, that's just agendas right there, because what else do you want it to be? The Ascent is going to be a co-op based game that looks amazing. Amazing studio there as well. Hades was the game of the year. For me, it was the game of the year last year. 12 minutes looks like we've been waiting for this for ages. Psychonauts 2 is a platformer. Look at these. Are these titles even in the same genres? In fact, all of them I've just listed are in different genres. No?
Yes, that's super important to say. Yep.
Xbox has no games.
No, they don't have
Xbox
games.
has no games. Xbox.
They don't have anything.
Dry season for Xbox.
What they really don't have is they don't have you worrying about what you're gonna do with your dollars. That's the big thing. You know, when we watch these shows, okay, so it's different, right? I saw everybody's shows this week, and I'm like, okay, now it's a difference. Xbox gamer goes to watch shows and they go and enjoy it. It's like going to a free party. You're a VIP, you sit down. Oh yeah, let me have some more of that popcorn. Oh man, they got free drinks. It's like going to Fan Fest. You understand? You go in there, you eating, you're drinking, you're partying, you're having a good time. And then when you go to these other dude shows, you see their shows, and their shows is like a pay for per view for everything. Like you sit down, you're paid to sit. You get up to get something to drink, you're paying for something to drink. You want something to eat, you're paying for something to eat. So you got to allocate your funds when you're watching these other dudes. So I can't be ecstatic when I'm watching a Nintendo show, knowing that each and every game they're showing me, they're trying to rip into my wallet in some form of fashion. I'm watching the Square show and I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good because I'm not giving them $70. You're not worth it, bro.
Dude,
but when I go to
Panther
Game
was
Pass,
a disgrace, by the way.
I'm just saying a lot of stuff is the disgrace. It got to the point Game Pass is changing how you view games. How you consume, how you think. It's changing your mind, how you enjoy stuff. It's stuff that was there that I saw and I was like, I'm curious about that. And you know what my curiosity leads me to do? As soon as the show was over, if you looked on your dashboard, it said pre-install now.
Yes.
So what I did was, being that I have a 19 terabit hard drive, I said, oh, snap. I pre-installed everything. Why? It costs me nothing.
Yes.
So who's going to be a real happy gamer? This dude is going to be what's even crazier? To hell with all of that stuff. Nobody's talking about Microsoft dropping 41 demos yesterday. 41.
You know what, dude? That's a great point, dude. You know what? You're absolutely right. I even failed as an Xbox host to mention that.
You listen, 41 demos. Half of those demos, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna tell you right now. First, if you've been waiting for Tunic like I have,
yeah, me too, dude.
Go download it right now.
Yes.
You got up until the 21st of June to play these demos, and it's 41, so you're not gonna get through all of them. All right, so go in there, get your popcorn ready, get your downloads on, and get to playing and get to touching, because Xbox is bringing a fire like it's unheard of, right? Other consoles is just sitting there looking like, what is this going on? What are they doing? I can't keep up, and you can't blow in your controller fast enough if you're a PlayStation fan, and you can't do your little nunchucks fast enough if you're a Switch dude. It's over. It's basically over. Really, I'm gonna tell you right now. I saw Ratchet and Clank come out, right? And no slide to them. You're not getting my $70, bro. You're not getting my $70. And I don't care how good it look. I'm sorry. I'm spoiled right now. And you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do backflips and tricks and show me why I need to give you my bucks. Because when he jumps on and say, yeah, I platinumed it, bro, it's been out a week. Oh no, I can't do that. $70 ain't worth it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
There are levels to this.
Yeah, you know what? No. You're not the only person that has platinum.
I know. There's a lot of people. Joe told me that you could platinum it in 18 hours.
You can platinum it in less than 2 days if you are really, really on it. Me, I streamed it. My first stream, I streamed for 7 hours. I was
Could
on
you
that game
explain to
nonstop.
people what platinuming is? Because a lot of dudes don't know what platinuming is. Could you explain to them exactly? I mean, just the minor minutia of exactly what it is to platinum a game.
So, for those of you that don't know what platinuming a game, obviously beating the story falls into the category, but platinuming means I went the extra mile of doing every other thing that is required for a said trophy. I literally went through everything, such as either beating the game on a different difficulty if it's offered, acquired all the guns in this case, explored the map, etc., etc. I did most of this stuff in 7 hours of my first playthrough. And shout out to Insomniac. I wasn't expecting some of them to pull up, so that was awesome. But
that's awesome.
Move on to the second part. The second stream, like less than 3 or 4. And that was pretty much it.
So,
and that was about it. Yeah.
When you platinum a game, that means it's like a towel. Like, you rinsed you drenched it, you
pretty much
it out. It's dry, right? You don't
pretty much. I get my money's worth
out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I get my money's worth. If the game by default is long, and let's say like Red Dead 2. Remember how Red Dead 2, there's a lot of sections and a lot of parts to it. If you throw that out there, you already know you're gonna get your money's worth in that. If you're still playing it, it's like you have this insane story, right? So you're not gonna judge and go like, okay, you know what? I didn't get my $60 worth. You know what I mean? Like Alien Isolation. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That's another one. But a lot of games nowadays, that's a lot. These are
long games, and like I said, there's no slight on Ratchet. There's no slight. And it's a fantastic game. If that is your premier console of choice, it's a fantastic game. What I'm talking about is from a position of a person with options, and the level of options, the playfield has changed for myself. I really have to wait for that game to hit a discounted rate that I can just, get pocket change or something, couch money that you find inside your couch, and then you can get the game. But right now, no, it's Game Pass all day. Game Pass for the win. Game Pass has taken over E3. If you don't have a service that smells something like this thing, you are in danger.
It's funny you said that, saving money and whatnot, right? Like you say you wait for a sale. When the game came out and I was streaming, a lot of PlayStation dudes were like, that actually in my chat. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Like a lot of people, again, remember, it goes back to that conversation we've had even on ILP. Dudes cap, do they not? They just cap. They hype up and cap. $70 for this particular game. I mean, it's a Ratchet game. Ratchet games are not known for being extremely long or anything of that nature. Like, for example, Sly Cooper is another example of that, right? It's not a long franchise game. But some people, again, they don't look at the $70. Like, they don't bring up that conversation that we've all had. Remember that, Boom? I told you, gamers put that magnifying glass bigger when it's at $70.
When the competitor is offering such an abundance for June, for July, for August, and $70. Let me just encapsulate that $70, right?
Yeah,
because
it's a lot that has to go into that.
Yeah, but I'm just check this out real quick. $15, that's June, right? $15, that's July. We had 30 here, folks. $15, that's August. We had $45 here, folks.
Can I add something to that conversation, King?
Yes, sir.
Right now, 3 months for $1.
Yeah. If you're new.
Yeah, if you're new.
But if you're existing and you fell out and you want to get back in, but then you have $70 right here. And for $45,
$76.13, King, to be exact.
Disgusting. That's a pair of sneakers. You literally could get a pair of new Jimmys. I'm telling you, it's not working out. The math is not there. You're giving me a true abundance of games. That Plague's Tale alone, brother.
See, the thing is now, I had this talk with Solid Rev, and Solid Rev brought this up with a few others. A lot of people are looking at games like, okay, a lot of these games, especially releasing now, especially that are 70, a lot of these games are not even worth 60 in their opinions. A lot of people bringing up that. I'm like, it's a good point, but it's,
I'm driving a Ferrari on pennies on the dollar, bro.
People want,
come with this Ford Explorer to me, bro.
Yeah, well, don't leave the keys with me, King. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, Boom. I will
Let's start
leave the
again.
keys with you every time because seeing you drive off with the smile on your face
It was
is
a big one.
priceless. It is
I'm like,
absolutely
King,
priceless.
I'll be
man.
right back. I have to make a U-turn 3 blocks down.
Yo, you would have got it. You would have got a chance to drive the Maserati. What was it, last year?
Yes.
If we would have got to go, but
Oh, man.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm not as charitable as King. If I had a Nissan Sunny, I would not let you drive it based on your driving on Dirt 5.
Listen,
Oh, no, he don't get it like that.
I do hit some corners, you know what I'm saying? But I win the
playing
race.
with you.
then.
He's
I
a
mean,
former police officer in New York City. You don't think he got skills? Are you nuts?
I can.
What
I can
time, boy?
put
He
it-
does. Wait, that don't kill. All he has to do is hit the siren. Everybody moves out the way.
Oh well,
You know what?
that's what he was
Believe it or
driving
not, people get in your way because if you hit them, they're going to make money from the city. So that's
Exactly.
why
Oh,
people
man.
don't get out the way in the city.
Boom knows.
They run towards it. So when you hit them by accident, they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, I got a loss.
Wait, Boom. So you're saying GTA got it wrong?
Oh my
They
god.
definitely got it wrong. No doubt about that. But listen, real quick, let's get Pong Soul in the conversation. You know, Pong, you being a part of the Xbox Factor podcast on a regular basis has been great for both of us because we get the chance to hang out weekly, which is awesome, and we get to talk about Xbox. When you throw into the conversation, and again, this is what's very interesting to me. Good friend of this show, and he's going to be coming back on a prime time. I'm trying to get him and Jeff Grubb, and of course, talk about Miles Dompierre of Windows Central. They both said they would come back after E3. He did a tweet the other day that I thought was very telling. He was online at GameStop waiting to get in to get his Series S. But on that line, people were there with him, excited for Xbox. He was talking like the old days, like waiting in line, the old times where you'd like strangers became friends because you guys had a common, excitement for what was happening. And when you turn around, and King said this, if you're new, and there's going to be a lot of new Xbox Game Pass subscribers right now, if you're a PlayStation dude, guy, girl, don't matter. You're a Switch dude, guy, girl, it don't matter. And you never messed with Xbox since the 360 days. Right now, today, you could pay $1 and get every one of those games June, July, and August right now. If that does not make people run towards this service, then you got to ask yourself, are you an actual gamer? Pong, can anyone match what Microsoft is doing just on the sheer number of games plus the financial situation that Microsoft they're in? They have the bag. These other companies, not so much.
Oh, of course not, Boom. We've been talking about this forever. We've been warning people about this forever. That rumble that you heard was the avalanche starting, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Xbox just showed off. That's what Phil and his team just did at E3. And we've talked about it so many times, Boom. One of the most important things they needed to do was grab mindshare back, right? That mindshare is all important. Not everybody is in this community. We are but a very tiny portion of the entire, game community. But here we are at this point, and what do you have to do? You have to show. I've called Phil the candy man before, right? Holding on to the candy bag, right? He's got this big giant bag sitting at his desk, and he can toss out candy to everybody anytime he wants to. And he was just biding his time, right? He was just waiting for the right moment. And E3 was the start of that moment. You know, that's where we are at with Xbox. They have so much content coming that it's going to make it impossible for people to ignore if it hasn't already started. Like you were talking about, Miles Dompierre, I saw that tweet yesterday. Then I heard Gaming Forte, who obviously works at GameStop, manages a store. He talked about how many people, he sold out. I think he said he had 22 consoles come in and he was sold out within 15 minutes again.
Wow.
And everybody was talking about it. And he talked about it on DPS last night. Shout out to him and Slow-Mo. He talked about how almost every single one of those people walked out with Game Pass attached to that sale. And there's a reason for that, because when you do a showcase like they did at E3, and even following it up yesterday with an extended coverage.
Crazy.
Right? Exactly. You are giving people no way out. Like you said, Boom, if you are a gamer, you are looking at this going, okay, look, I know I may really like to play over here on the other side, but how can I ignore all of this going on over here? And I get it all for $15 a month, or I get it all for 3 months for $1 if I'm brand new to the ecosystem. You cannot not look at what they showed and say, man, that's not value for me. No, if you're a gamer, you're looking at that going, how can I not have that in my house right now? How can I not have that on my TV right now? Because, again, that's exactly what Phil and his team have been prepping for this entire time. Again, we've heard it all. We've heard all the Xbox got no games. We heard all that garbage from the clowns, right? But the clowns in the circus aren't paying attention. All they're doing is trying to keep that narrative running because they're scared, because they don't want their box to lose, because they care so much about it. But at the end of the day, when you're a gamer, you understand that Phil's been building this. Him and his team have been building to this moment to give us so much content and so much value that everybody wants to eventually jump into it, because that's exactly what they need to do. And not only that, the diversity of content that they showed was nuts. Oh, it was phenomenal. There is something for everybody.
I don't think they don't want their box to lose. I think these broke boys and girls and whoever's they don't want to have to purchase into another ecosystem.
Yep, I think you're onto something
possible
with that, King.
too.
Yes.
And because listen, as a gamer, we go where the games are. There wasn't no Sony back in the days. It was just Nintendo and Sega and TurboGrafx and Neo Geo and stuff like that. And you went where your favorite games were, and that dictated everything. But a lot of times you would be a multi-console gamer, right? Because financially it just lent itself that way. Now with a lot of responsibilities and stuff in your life, because I'm listening to what you're saying, Pong, and I'm definitely digging everything that you're saying. I just feel that the PlayStation person says, listen, I have the multi-platform games here, and I'll also get these AAA bangers. I really don't need an Xbox because I can do without a little Halo, and I can do without a little Forza. I can do without certain things. Now the narrative has definitely changed to the point where they're running scared because I don't have an extra $500 to go get this console. Well, then they definitely have a console for you. Right? They definitely have Little Man, who is definitely more powerful than, certain stuff. I'm not going to go into that today. But Little Man is a capable machine that can give you everything that you're asking for in that powerful system with that Game Pass, right? But again, I see the fear because a lot of them say it's a rental service. It's a rental service for the individuals that won't partake in saving money and purchasing titles, which I purchased Dragon Quest. I'm playing right now, and I don't know how long it's going to be inside Game Pass, but I purchased it because the game is so damn good. And I got it inside Game Pass. It's 100+ hours. But again, it's not a rental service. It's a try and buy type of service for myself. I get a chance to try. I like it. I buy it. I get a chance to try it. I don't like it. I don't buy it.
Yes.
But I try more games often than I would normally have not done if I had to put up and pony up cash first. And you don't get the same level of experience from a demo that is tailored around captivating you in opposed to a real full-fledged game. And you're on to something, Pong. I'm really digging everything that you're saying. And just go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I do apologize.
No worries, King. I've just got to, I guess I talk about when I talk about the clowns, I'm talking about the people who've wrapped their entire identity around a piece of plastic, right? Versus
hating on a particular piece of plastic.
Right, True. Exactly. And then that's what I'm talking about there. And again, how could they not afford it? They're happy to pay $70 per game, right? They brag about it, right? They all have $3,000 PCs that they can play Xbox games on anyway. So why does it matter, right?
I know that Scap. I know that Scap.
So what's $300 for Little Man, or what's $500 for a Series X, right? So no, I just think that again, what they did is just the beginning. We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I kind of ran through that list and kind of looked at things. I mean, from my approximation, I think that, Xbox showed maybe a quarter of what they got in the works, maybe less than that. This is just the beginning, 2022 and 2023. But we talked about this over and over again, that this is going to be a monumental right moment where Xbox finally starts rolling. And that is not going to stop. It's not like all of a sudden they're going to turn off the faucet. No. They're going to continue to turn it up, right? They're going to continue to open it more and more. Like I said, 2022, 2023, that's going to be a full blast at that point, right? And there's no possible way that anybody out there could compete with what they have lined up in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Again, the diversity of games, the amount of content that's coming to Game Pass day and date is out of this world. It is literally feels sometimes like you're stealing. And it's crazy. Yeah.
What's scarier about this whole thing is you have no idea what third-party company is going to take the bait and get the bag.
Yes.
So the level of fear is heightened.
And King, the more people we've got in there, when they reach 30 million, when they reach 40 million.
Yeah, 26.7.
Exactly. At what point is that tipping point where a third party looks at that and goes, it is riskier to not go into Game Pass than it is to stay out.
Right? It's funny you say that, because there was just an investor meeting at Square Enix. And one of their biggest, parts of explaining to their investors was about getting involved in Xbox Game Pass and what that did for Outriders. It made them money. Now they're a big conglomerate. When you say Square Enix, you know who you're talking about. This isn't some small mom and pop grop shop, right? Like Greg Miller says, this is like legitimate. They have the Avengers, they have Guardians of the Galaxy, they have Final Fantasy, they have a couple of exclusives coming to PlayStation. You know who it is. Other people are going to look at that and say, "Wait a second, how was it that Outriders was number 2 in sales in the same month that it was available for free in Game Pass? How is that possible?" Because millions of people played it and they're like, you know something? I like this game. I'm buying it.
Remember, Boom, they're taking away the option to buy these games. Remember, the option to buy the games are gone.
No, and we just had a perfect example. Happen, right? So we had Second Extinction drop in there. Right. People are still playing it. No matter what you think about it, I still play it. I still see people in my friends list playing it. There's still people talking about expansions. And then you had Hood, Outlaws, and Legends, which didn't drop in there. And I talked about this on your show, Boom.
Yeah.
That was going to be a thing. Who's playing Hood, Outlaws, and Legends right now?
Nobody.
Who's talking about it?
Nobody.
Exactly.
When you said Hood, Outlaws, and Legends, I was like, what's that?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. There's going to come a point where it is riskier for a company that has a game that fits perfectly into Game Pass to not put it in there than it is to keep it out. That is where we're at right now. And that gap is only going to get bigger as the more people that show up into Game Pass. So as we roll through holiday 2021 and Halo shows up, and obviously, again, from what we've seen, blowing up the world again. Yeah. Right. And we're going to have all these people jumping in. Dude, it gets to a point where nobody can ignore it.
I'm going to tell you right now, this has been one of the most sus weeks I've ever seen, with a lot of opinions and different people. Let me tell you right now, it's been real sus. Like Chris will tell you, we were live and I was like, who won E3? I said Microsoft. I seen dudes. Listen, I never heard the word value get thrown around so much, and dudes like Nintendo threw value at us.
No, they didn't.
I'm like, listen, Nintendo is good, but here's the thing about Nintendo. Breath of the Wild 2, that a lot of these dudes who especially don't even have Switches are hyping this up. Breath of the Wild 2, I couldn't tell if that was Breath of the Wild 1. It looked exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything for Xbox to show was better paced, at a better pace. It had better announcements. The biggest announcement out of there, which I took a lot of like, just I was looking forward to was Redfall.
Yeah.
Redfall looks really, really good. Battlefield
Yeah,
blew me
King.
away.
He said Redfall. You know the CGI trailer?
Okay, this guy here. Okay, so guys, I like that they went into a little bit more into Redfall. And I definitely was gonna text you in the background, but I was texting Boom about Nintendo at that time, and I was cutting some videos. But I gotta bend the knee to you guys. And don't think that I don't like CGI trailers. You had your valid points in it. I don't like them used as representation as a game because
right.
Yeah, it makes
like Hellblade 2, right? Hellblade, it gets your expectations super high.
Well, Hellblade 2 was in-game engine, so it's a difference when this is a CGI trailer, not representative of what's assets that's inside the game, opposed to something that that's actual in-game engine that they're going to work around and deliver. I have never seen Arcane deliver visuals of that quality, and not saying that they can't, but they put the bar high, and they're gonna have to meet that challenge because that CGI trailer is going to come back to haunt them. And I just feel it would, but
it's got that Fortnite type of color scheme on. If they went, what I honestly hoped for, because when I first saw it, I thought the Order 1886. I was like, damn, imagine if they went the serious route. You know what I mean? And really like blood and guts, and put it like that, like a gore fest type of thing, and it's like a horde shooter. I'd be down for it. It'll look good, but that was a good surprise at the show.
Yeah,
it was a good surprise. A lot of good announcements. It was like no crazy wow moments for me personally, like aside from just the Game Pass announcements. But I will say that it was good seeing a lot more people talk about Halo.
I have a theory on Arcane Studios, and I think this is prevalent throughout Microsoft themselves. I believe that they take each developer that they have, each studio, and they take a moment to highlight them, because a lot of times we as gamers get amped for Ninja Theory. We as gamers get amped for Compulsion. They want to put a spotlight on all of their developers to have you ready and anticipating each and every last developer. So if the game isn't ready yet, get a CGI trailer. Let's get a concept out there. Let's get that up and running. And I can see that from a business perspective, that you want each and every developer anticipated from the gamer that is inside Game Pass, so they don't leave the ecosystem at any time. And I think that's a stroke of genius, because a lot of people were looking for the studio that does Gears, the
Coalition.
The Coalition. We was looking for that. We were looking for a lot of other titles, but we got Arcane Studios, and I believe that was a shot from left field. And I think that title itself is being more talked about than anything, because it was out of the blue. So I feel you guys. You're right, guys. I humbly bend the knee, and this is for me, guys. I'm a fraud.
You are here.
I'm surprised they didn't take a chance with Battlefield. I'm surprised Battlefield's not day one Game Pass. I was actually hoping for that, and I'm surprised.
This is my theory. They announced the game, and then the pre-orders went up, right? I think they want to see how much they can sell before they actually announce it right before, that week of, and it's dropping in Game Pass, because it would be a great boon at the end then, opposed to now. There's no need to tell you that it's coming inside Game Pass, because all you would do right now is stifle pre-order sales. So allow the game to have its breath, allow them to sell as much as they can, and then drop it inside Game Pass, drop the bag to see the potential of what it's going to do, because you do want to see how much has the trailer and how much your promotion of the game has gauged the crowd around to see if they're going to actually participate in purchasing. And a lot of people have, as soon as they saw it. So I can see that as a business move.
I'm definitely one of them. We got to get Crispy Bomb into the conversation. Crispy, you've been sitting there chomping at the bit. I can't wait till you have to. But let me catch up with some of these super chats. First of all, Steel Rain has become a channel member once again. Steel Rain, That's your brother from another. Thank you so much, Steel Rain. Rocker Corey drops a $2 super chat and says, Phil, Dominus, Maximus, Aurelius Spencer, shutting down all the damn haters. Indeed, he certainly is. We also have another super chat that came in from Robert Olson. Drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, I believe Game Pass is the result of poking the bear one too many times. Indeed, I agree with that.
Yeah.
John Galendez drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, good morning, Boom and panel. Phil promised at the end of E3 2018 that from that day forward, Xbox would be the best place to play, and he has delivered. Indeed. And our good friend, generous friend of the show, Jigga J, drops a very generous $10 super chat and says, so happy to be an Xbox gamer. Xbox will be near parity within 2 years in sales, but will be the dominating in the industry in every other way. People sleeping on that upcoming xCloud through Xbox One as well. Yes, we're going to be talking about that next week. And on Tuesday, I've been talking with them. We're supposed to have Jez Corden. Right now, unfortunately, Jez is suffering from vertigo, and we're hoping that he gets well soon. I think the E3 kind of beat him over the head. He might be here. I'm gonna reach out to him on Monday. If he's feeling better, he's gonna join us. And if not, we'll reschedule. And of course, I will make that announcement. But Jez, if you're listening, brother, I hope you're feeling better. But Crispy Bomb, out of everyone that I podcast with on a regular basis, outside of myself, you have been the biggest proponent and champion of Xbox Game Pass from what they had before the announcements at E3, before we knew what was coming June, July, and August. How do you feel about the service now? And can anyone absolutely deny what they are doing on this side of the greenhouse?
You can deny it, but we told you. We warned you. We said, dude, I am. It's funny because really I only bought in when Gears 5 got in there. So IPs do matter. And as people see Starfield and everything else, they're like, maybe I have to now, because there's huge Bethesda fans all over the place, no matter what.
Wait, is that exclusive? Is that exclusive?
Yeah, that is exclusive. Yes, that is a confirmation.
But and that's the funny thing. As soon as games like Gears and Ori started going in there, the subscriptions started to bump up. Now you go and do a showcase that good, and then have the extended showcase. I mean, Microsoft, you did it. That's the formula. I swear to you. Like you can make the shows even better, but as far as the formula is concerned,
this is the winning formula.
Yeah. Yes, like that extended show. Yeah, and that extended show, if you're not interested in that, if you just want straight games, you just watch the first show. But you go into the second show and you're like, okay, well, we know what we're getting. We know exactly what it is. Like, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, I think a huge sleeper hit is going to be Psychonauts 2. After watching Tim Schafer talk about that game, I was like, I think I have to finally play another platformer again. Like I haven't, it hasn't really hit me, but I'm like, I haven't played a platformer and actually tried to get through the story in a very long time. And I'm like, this just is interesting. Like all the concepts of the psychicness and everything else. I'm like, this is kind of wild. So, you're looking at games even like, Hot Pursuit Remastered, dude. You're like, oh, that's in there now? Like, it's like
Pong is very excited for that.
And I didn't buy it because I had an inkling. I was like, I'm with King, dude. Like, I'm like,
I'm not buying nothing.
You come in the game because I'm a huge. I beat Hot Pursuit 1 and 2 like multiple times. So it's one of those games that's like near and dear to my heart. But I'm like, I'm not dropping the money on that. You're coming into Game Pass, and the Battlefield thing. It might not be right at launch, but it's going to be not far along after, because
if EA wants to take out COD, they gotta
listen, if it ain't day one, they're going to get my $70. I mean, it's just regardless to what, but I'm going to hold off until that day, until launch day. And if it's not in there, then good, but whatever. But listen, the same thing with that baseball at MLB The Show. We did not know until like right before. So I'm going to hold on to my seat and I'm going to look.
But, and that's the thing.
Ooh,
we start seeing
Nintendo
people
to start charging you $70 when that Switch Pro drops.
Oh,
the flip flop. Oh,
the flip flop
is going to happen. Ooh,
but you know, and you look at it at this point, and you know, being through multiple upon multiple console generations, when you start hearing people talking about it at GameStop, waiting in line, you know what I mean? You know, people's excitement level is up there, and it really, I swear to you, it starting with Starfield and really hammering home exclusive. I think that really woke people up. Like, oh no, this is, you know, there's no chance, even though people are trying to act like there is, which is just hilarious. Like,
Crispy, I got a question for you. Right, watching both shows and being that they're so diametrically opposed to one another, you know, the extended show and the actual show, right? They're completely night and day. One is daytime, one is nighttime. I believe Bethesda ran the first show, and I believe Microsoft ran the second show, because the extended show felt like a complete Microsoft show.
It did, and I thought it was fantastic. We streamed that live yesterday.
It was great for us as Microsoft fans, but for to getting your message and to hitting and to hammering it home, nobody does it like Bethesda. And I really think that first show set it up. And just like you were saying, because I'm listening to you, Crispy, and I'm listening to how you're telling it, and I'm like, you know what? It's the perfect one too. You're right. You set them on with the left and you knock them out with the right with the deep dive. But yeah, I think you're on to something.
They're playing to both of their strengths, right?
Yes.
Yep. They're using it already. What one does well and what the other does well, they're already getting together and saying, okay, look, let us do this portion. Let us, you know, set this up.
Yeah.
You go ahead and follow up with your strength. And we're gonna tag team them. That's exactly what we hoped out of this, and that's what I think we're gonna see in the future too.
Well, it's funny because
their
both
biggest
both companies had their big dogs at the conference. Now, and I say that because first of all, you got Phil Spencer, right? Yeah. You got Todd Howard, or God Howard to many, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Pete Hines, but my favorite, and she's been with the company for a while. Yeah. What could you say about Sarah Bond? Yep. I said this before. I'll say it again. She is going to become Phil Spencer's successor, because she is the real effing deal when I say that. I love everything about her energy. She is solid, great speaker. You can tell she means it. And I think that she's basically exactly cut from the same cloth of Phil Spencer, where what you see with the person speaking, I think you get in real life. Like, I don't think that.
But that's just kind of whittling down Phil Spencer's role as a spokesman. Does Sarah Bond have the requisite? Because those are big shoes to fill in. I don't think.
No doubt about it. I'm not saying that it's easy. No, by any stretch. Yeah, of course.
I don't know if Sarah Bond will be fit for head of Xbox. I doubt.
She'll
I don't know. I mean, what will she do? What's her? I mean, she's really good. I love it purely because she said yes, it's exclusive. So for that.
Well, you know, Game Pass is her baby, though.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Good.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So what you don't know about her is Game Pass is her baby. Right, as far as this is her project, her thing to run, her situation. So I know you're trying to figure out why you see her a lot lately, right? You see her a lot lately because this is her projects. This is what she's spearheading. So a lot of those deals that you see coming to fruition, we're giving Phil the credit, because at any football team,
he's a quarterback.
You have Tom Brady as the quarterback.
Yep.
But Sarah Bond Krowski is his definite, you know, go-to person. He's definitely going to throw that ball, and she's definitely going to get the touchdown. So that's a safety blanket. And I mean, you know, Boom might be on to something as far as going forth with her being his successor.
Years from now. I mean, I'm not saying he's leaving tomorrow.
But did you just realize that the Xbox is growing fastest in Japan at this moment right now?
Yes.
And I believe that's honestly from Phil's hard work in that region where everybody else has just said to hell with it, you know, like it's a dead place where video games don't sell because they're using their cell phones. Phil is trying to figure out a way to crack that code that we have never, as Westerners, never been able to crack that code. All right, we are not indigenous to that area, so at no point in time has any of our consoles ever thrived in the manner of their home-based consoles. So to see any form of growth from the Microsoft ecosystem as the Xbox ecosystem in that region during this period of time where we're at the precipice of launching in cell phones and getting it global, the ramifications of this whole situation is huge, beyond measure. And I'm just watching the numbers go up, and I'm just baffled at what's going on. And people aren't giving enough credit to the hard, diligent work that he never gave up on that region.
Right. Well said, man. Like, how hard would it be to convince people to take Japan seriously for Microsoft? It's mad that he hasn't given. And he's still not giving up. He's still going for it.
No, and it's no longer Japan anymore either. Now you're talking about Korea. Now you're talking about China. You're talking about the entire East, right? You're talking about reaching 3 billion people. That's a whole nother level. That's a whole different kind of job.
Don't do that,
guys. I mean, listen, again, this has been, I mean, obviously it feels like we've been here 10 minutes and it's an hour, folks. We're already through an hour. I got to get to this. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, 450. First of all, we have almost 500 people here on a Friday morning.
Hey, people.
I cannot thank you enough for choosing Double Barrel Gaming. If you're new, listen, 4 shows a week, 8+ hours of content, and all you got to do is subscribe. That's it. You want to drop a super chat in? I greatly appreciate it, but you could just show up and support me. We're getting close to that 10K. Folks, we are just on the other side of 1,500. King, that's a congratulations to yourself, because you guys, the Iron Lords, someone that I not only respect, not only do I look up to you, do I consider you being extended members of my personal family. You guys are closing in on 10K, and I by the end of this year, these are 2 shows, and Big Cloud is closing in on 10K. I mean, this is a very, very good time.
It's a good time for content creators.
This is a good time for Xbox content creators, because no one on the other side is as good, as cogent, or as helpful as us. I'm genuinely, I can say from the bottom of my heart,
yes,
I was so happy. You know, Iron Lords took over us about 2 weeks ago, and I was genuinely happy, because in my opinion, Iron Lords deserve 20-30K.
I agree.
Iron Lords should be in the #1 in podcasting scene, like #1. They should be recognized.
Listen, all I want is the community to actually do this.
Be together.
Stop with the fighting, because I mean, I troll so hard on PlayStation. I troll so hard on PStation because you.
I love you, bro. That's why I love
you. You and Blaze, you go at it all the time.
What's crazy about the whole thing is, and I give a shout out to all these dudes. A shout out to Porter Rock. A shout out to J Dub. Shout out to the Blaze. We're all cool.
I know. Yeah.
We're actually all cool. So. A lot of people get this misconception. First of all, we are all gamers. Let's get that out of the way right now. If you hear me talking crap about a console, is because I want them to do what my favorite console is doing, and everybody has favorites. So let's not even beat around the bush and act like we don't. We all have favorites. All right.
Everybody has a platform today. They have a love for or bias for it.
That's it, man. But hell yeah, thank you guys. I do appreciate it, and hopefully we all get to 50 million subscribers.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Honesty is what people want, and I'm proud of ILP. I really am. You guys,
they're 100% legit. Actually, I found them through my brother Neo Mental. He's like, yo, these Iron Lord guys, you gotta check them out. I'm like, Iron Lord, because in 2014 I kind of fell out of love with the gaming media. Listen, I'm an old man. I didn't know YouTube. What's on YouTube? Only kids go to YouTube. And I found out real quick that it's not just kids, it's old men just like me.
It definitely all the people who said they probably would never do YouTube or over here doing YouTube or about to hit 10K. That's the crazy part.
Listen, if you look in the house with us, let me tell you something. Okay. First and foremost, I mean, words is one thing. Boom put his money. Boom put his safety, because you're going to live with people. You're going to sleep in the same house. You're going to eat. You're going to you're just going to be with living. Think about this, people, living with people, okay? That you don't know, that you're just learning. And that is the ultimate to me, that you respect me and love me that much that you do that. And in kind, I did the same with you. And it was such the greatest times. Like, you really don't understand the moments that me and Boom had in our bonding over what is it? Plant-based tacos. Yeah. You know, it's just,
I'm really confused right now. Are you two married or what?
We're brothers, so yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because he goes, "Yo, I want to take the car down the block to go get some tacos." I said, "Nah, how about no?" But it's just, and I will get a chance to meet every last person here, because every last person here is a gamer. And to get to the Mecca, which is E3, to get to the Fan Fest, to get to these shows, to get to PAX, to get to Gamescom, to get to Tokyo Game Show, to meet up with everybody, have a drink. I met Mr. Badbit, to meet people that you admire, you love.
E3, dude. It was the meeting the people.
It's great.
Yeah. You're gonna hold me in your
That's
arms
where
like
E3
baby.
just
Hey,
missing.
we're gonna do that sports video. We're gonna do that sports video where I cradle you like a baby. So we're gonna do that sports video.
And that is gonna be the one that hits 30K.
That one's gonna hit 1 million. That one, I want to make sure that he has a bonnet on his head, and I'm gonna, it's gonna be nuts.
So it's going to be a better hugging match than Logan versus Mayweather.
Probably.
Listen,
and you won't have to pay for that. That'll be free on YouTube on both their channels. Listen, folks, let me catch up with some of the super chats, and then we're going to get right into the next topic, because it seems, folks, the gaming media, who has really hit Microsoft over the head in the last generation, is starting to come around. And I got some stats that are going to blow your mind. We have Steven Boxy drops a $2 super chat and says, suffering from vertigo. Game didn't look that bad. I think he's talking about Jez. Now, Jez is just overworked. And hopefully he is feeling better. Nukem, generous friend of the show. And of course, obviously, major member of the community, drops a $5 super chat and says, Xbox is so awesome right now. I just got Game Pass. Nah, just kidding, but I'm an Xbox for life. Awesome show, great panel, kaboom. Yeah, we know you never get. You are the most stubborn bastard I've ever met in my entire life, and we will get you on this side of the Game Pass community, even if we have to buy it for you. Victor Alistine drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, support King Pong, Mr. Boom, and the panel. Great energy. Can't wait to see what's next with Xbox. Maybe more acquisitions. Yeah, they're coming. I just don't think that yet what we saw for this week was the platform for it, because they would have taken away from the Bethesda family membership, and of course what they did with the deep dive. We also had another super chat come in from, I got Victor. Thank you for that, Victor. Definitely appreciate that. Max, the lazy otaku, drops a very generous $5 super chat and says, Sarah Bond is definitely Phil's successor, but until then, we need Phil as long as possible and Sarah to keep going 100%. Xbox has a very bright future. Hashtag Team Xbox. Indeed, it does. We also have another super chat come in from Neo Mental, my brother. What's up, brother? He drops a $2 super chat. That's right. He's my actual brother. You know the vibes. Thank you so much for that. And East Texas Alex, generous friend of the show, he drops an outstanding $10 super chat and says, good morning, everyone. King spitting so many facts this morning. Great show, everyone, and have a happy and safe Juneteenth weekend. Indeed, absolutely. Killantis drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, this is the new norm for Xbox, and I love it. Yes, that makes two of us. And Gotham Guy. Now, this is a great E3 story, folks. This is someone I met in person. But more so than him dropping a ridiculous, an unbelievable $20 super chat just now, this is someone that was a listener of the program, and did something for me personally so amazing. Now, listen, I don't have a lot of connections at Xbox. Yes, I had Larry on, and I talk with them on a regular basis, and hopefully we'll work with them in the future. But for some reason or another, Mr. BoomStick XL could not get into FanFest. And it was the one thing at E3 that I wanted more than anything, not for the swag, but because I'm such a big Xbox fan. Yeah, the honor of being there. Well, this guy, Gotham guy, did something for me that I'm never going to be able to forget. I've told this story a dozen times. I'll tell it a dozen more. His +1 wound up getting hurt in a gym accident. I think he blew out his shoulder or something. And at E3, DM'd me and said, "Hey, Boom, my +1's out. I just got off the phone with Xbox PR, and they said to reach out to you. They're going to send you the ticket." And here I am to tell the story. I got a chance to meet everyone but Phil Spencer. So my next E3, I tell you what's going to happen. King is going to be wearing big pants because I'm going to be standing in his back pocket and make sure that I don't leave him until I meet Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, because he was the only dude that I didn't meet. So thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, "Hey, Boom, happy Friday. I'm driving to the Frank and Sons collectible toy show." Oh, dude, that's awesome in LA.
That place is beautiful.
Yeah, dude, good on you. And he said, "Your great show is helping me get through driving on the I-5. I might pick up a couple of statues." Shout out to King David. Yeah, dude, you know what I would be looking for? G.I. Joes, because that's my heart. That's my favorite toy. And yesterday listen, folks, it's tough to do two things at once. And Hasbro Pulse, for the love of Joe, loves to screw Boom when his show is live and drop pre-orders. And I got my barbecue and I got my breaker with the RAM while doing a 3-hour live stream yesterday. It's very hard to do. I did it. I'm very happy. Drawn TJ, generous friend of the show, he drops an outstanding $5 super chat and says, "I made it this time to hear this amazing podcast. Love you, Boom and Panel." Well, we love you too, brother. Thank you so much. And Stephen Boxy drops an additional $2 super chat and says, "PS event will show 3 games and media will be biased." We don't know what they're going to do. I think it said July 8th might be the date that leaked, but we'll see about that. But listen,
they can show 3 games. That's over $200. Bye.
Yeah. Well,
you can miss me with all of them. Bye.
Yeah, they'll hype them up. The value, man. The value.
God bless, man.
Listen,
bye.
You know what? I'm gonna buy you.
They won't buy it day one.
I'm probably part of the problem because I'm gonna wind up buying. I won't buy them all. If it's something in my wheelhouse, I'll buy like the God of Wars and Horizons. Those I'll spend the $70. I'll even spend more if they have a collector's edition. But listen, folks, we got to get into E3 proper. Mm-hmm. And why I want to talk about E3 proper as we close in on 500 people here is because we want to talk about the winners and the losers, who showed up, who half showed up, who didn't show up. And the question, and there's several questions here, because Forza Horizon 5 was voted by the official E3 2021 awards judges. And this is comprised of media partners. They of all the biggest media, that it's the most anticipated game of the show, Forza Horizon 5. But what's interesting is the Microsoft and Bethesda showcase was awarded without doubt the best presentation of the show. Now, this virtual ceremony was marked at the end of the online, big E3, and saw select judges from E3's media partners weighing in from the big sites of IGN, GameSpot, GamesRadar, IGN China, and Tencent-owned game sites called Game Bonfire, as well as PC Gamer. And these are big awards. These are big awards because in the past, Microsoft has more times than not been on the outside looking in, and to pull off the show that they did, right, was monster. But it wasn't just those particular winners. There's a bunch of them, so I'm going to read them. I'm going to go off real quick, and then we're going to get everyone's opinion on who you thought were the big winner, who you thought were the big losers, who didn't show up, why, what's going to happen. And these are the most anticipated per presentation. Capcom was given the award for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And as great as that series is, boo Capcom for not having some stuff ready. Gearbox, well, they had Tiny Tina's. They were awarded it for Tiny Tina's Wonderland,
nice.
which looked kind of dope. I'm not going to front, but I'm not buying it. The indie game scene, Falling Frontier got that award for Intellivision. And King and I, we're old school cats. We knew that they got the award for Asteroids, which looked kind of dope. Yeah. Of course, Nintendo got it for Breath of the Wild 2. For PC gaming, the game of the show for them was Song of Conquest. Yeah. For the Freedom Games as a company, Airborne Kingdom, which I don't even know what that is. Future Game Show, they were awarded it to Immortality. Square Enix got awarded for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which shocked me. But again, I don't. After the event of the Avengers, I don't know if I'm buying that. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Ubisoft, which, boo Ubisoft because they didn't really have much, but they did have Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope, which looks really good. And Xbox Bethesda, folks, check this out. As much as they showed, the winner is Halo Infinite, folks. And you know what that tells me? Just based on what happened after that is the fervor, the excitement for the multiplayer. Like, I'm getting goosebumps, folks. Like, it gave me the old school, OG Halo 3 feels. And my brother Neo Mental, who's in the chat, can tell you we played hundreds of hours of that particular Halo. It's my favorite. I honestly don't know if it's his favorite. I think it is, but damn, it looks so good. So let's go to King David. King David, just taking a step back. You guys at the Iron Lord podcast, which if you're not sub, please sub them. They're legit. They are the real deal. You guys covered everything. How do you walk away from this E3 and who is the big winner? I know your answer, but I gotta ask the question.
Well, you mean as far as companies or as far as games?
Well, whatever, however you want to take it. Companies, games, the gamers.
The big winners is gamers as a whole. I saw high quality. I saw less shovelware than you normally would see at E3. A lot of times you get a lot of throwaway titles. But I think Game Pass was the biggest winner out of everything, where Sarah Bond comes on stage and she tells you, we're going to show you 30 games. They told you right off the rip, we're going to show you 30 games and 27 of them is going to be day and date in Game Pass. That's mind blowing. And you could take that money, you could take 70 and you can times it by 27, or you could take 60 and times it by 27, and you can see the level of value that you're actually getting. She just told you what you were saving when you started the show, and that's how they show started. So they are the big winners. The Nintendo show, I saw two things that I wanted out of that show. That is the Metroid and that is Zelda. Actually, three things. I'm lying. Skyward Sword is one of my favorite.
Zelda, it sure is. That comes out next month, dude.
Yes, sir. And they giving no bells and whistles to it. They give it to you just how you had it, just a little bit more up res, and that's Nintendo's fashion. And I'm part of the problem, because when it's something that you like and something that you love, then you're going to do stupid things for it, and I'm part of that problem. Again, if I would, hold my ground and hold Nintendo's feet to the fire, I don't think they would care anyway. They keep doing what they're doing. Yeah. And hopefully, the Pro will come out. The biggest loser is the Sony fan. The biggest loser is the Sony fan, because you had to go through third-party sites, shows, to see what you were getting. You had to go to the Square Enix show to see what game was going to be released for them. And I think taking your fan base for granted is a sin that is unforgivable. And you need to, I don't care if you launch the show in the treehouse fashion. I don't care if you launch the show on your console so that you can monetize it through your means or however you want to do it. I don't care how you do it, but to not compete in any form of fashion when everyone is competing, no matter how big or how small, I think that is a derelict of duty. I think you're taking your fan base for granted, and that has strong repercussions going forward because you gave your fan base nothing to look forward to and nothing to hold on to unless they scrounged and searched for these titles from third-party developers instead of home base. And I think that bites because you put out a week before, you put out a Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West deep dive, and you thought that will quell the masses and keep them quiet. No longer are they going to sit there and wait to be fed without actual dates. No longer are they going to sit there worrying about if this game is coming this year or next year and how much is this game going to cost or how much you're going to gouge them for, or if it's going to actually be backwards compatible that you made them get rid of their old console for and they can actually could have played it there. And then you release it. So the backstabbing and stuff that you're doing to your fan base is a disservice. I really think it's disgusting. The true winners is gamers, because if you did go searching for those gems, you did have some hope. If you're just a PlayStation owner, if you're a Nintendo owner, you saw things at that show that was incredible for yourself. And if you're a Microsoft patron, you saw things that were there that you could purchase, and you saw things that if you're a Game Pass owner that you can partake in, be it PC, be it cloud, or be it actual console. It's a lot there for everyone. I think the true winner in the whole thing is Game Pass, to be honest with you. And I think the true loser is a Sony fan.
You know something? I can't argue that. But before I get into BitCloud, bring him into the conversation because I'm really interested to hear his opinion. He's a diehard Sony fan. And obviously he tells it like it is, whether he's going to lose the sub or not. He supports them, but if he has a problem with it, he's not afraid to talk about it. The Herd, the Aurum, drops a very generous $5 super chat. And he says this: Boom, you are most definitely not retired. Well, retired from the NYPD, which I served my community, folks. I loved every minute of it. I listen, I've told the story before. I got a chance to do something that you don't hear in the papers, right? You don't ever read about, you never hear about because it's good news. I had a 21-year career where I went back to the same housing community that I grew up in as a kid and serviced that community. I went back to my high school, Christopher Columbus High School, that I graduated in 89 and was the youth officer there for almost my entire career. You don't hear about this because what I'm saying is good, right? I had an incredible career. I can count on one hand how many times I had to roll with bad guys in all of 21 years. One hand. And that's because how I am here is how I was there, just wearing a uniform. And I went back to my community and gave my all to that community. And I absolutely loved it. So I'm happy to be retired. But I see what you're saying. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Definitely appreciate that. But BitCloud, I got to get your opinion on this because King has a lot of great points. And listen, I never doubt Sony, right? You cannot doubt Sony because of how they deliver the big AAA banger, right? Mm-hmm. But with that said, E3 happened in the middle of June, and we only have another week or so left of the month. And from what we're hearing, and again, this is complete rumors, folks.
Yeah, it's not correct.
The rumor is July 8th. To be out of the conversation for that long, at least in my opinion, is a mistake. And I think it's going to come back, like King said, to hurt them. And again, not saying that no one's buying a PlayStation 5 because it's still selling out. But
25% haven't been turned on.
But there you go, 25%, and that's because those damn cowards.
I'm just sitting here like those numbers don't look right in the light. I'm just saying though.
Well, we were talking about that, like Ratchet and Clank. Listen, Ratchet and Clank would be my top 10, may even be my top 5. I'm a platformer guy. I love Ratchet and Clank, so it means something to me, right? I don't know if I'm going to platinum it. I'd like to. I'd actually like to play a game. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do that, but when I do play a game, that's going to be the game I play next. With that said, we don't even know how many sold, and if we go by the numbers, let's just say, and I was talking to King like before we went in the green room. Let's say there's 10 million consoles out in actual gamers' hands, not the bloody scalpers, right?
Yeah.
Only 10% bought that game. That's a million, right? I said 1.5 million. Sony hasn't said anything. It's only been a week, so we can't. Obviously, you're not running with the numbers. I cannot wait to see. Hopefully, people support Insomniac Games. But here's my question to you, Big Cloud: was this a mistake for Sony not to show up? I mean, do their own thing somewhere else, but just completely not be there. I think is hurting their fan base, because their fan base is thirsty for something.
Yeah, so E3 overall, I mean, it's called E3. I always looked at it as obviously the big three, right? We go in there to see the best of all three. The fact that Sony's not there, it honestly takes a lot from the show management, because it's like, well, you're missing a piece of the pie. You know what I mean? Like, everybody contributes to the show. If you're focusing strictly on Nintendo and Xbox, usually you don't get the best out of the show. At least it feels like that. This particular time around, Microsoft stepped up. I enjoyed what they did. I've been asking for years. I mean, you guys can quote me. I've been asking for years just for them to actually, I don't know, try, step up and actually go all out. This was actually that year. It was a good show for them. But as far as Sony is concerned, I mean, you automatically know for not being there. But when it comes to your upcoming shows, the thing about Sony, their biggest issue is that they're not transparent enough. You don't know what's going to happen. Some people might say that's a big positive, that they keep stuff close to the chest. That can go one or two ways. And the reason why I say that can go one or two ways, how many times have stuff been leaked before the big reveal?
Yeah.
Look at the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4's console design was leaked before the reveal. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that's been going around too, especially for these state of plays, whoever these leakers are, they be leaking the full shows, like everything that to expect on these state of plays. Like I said, Horizon Forbidden West, gameplay was going to happen. I'm sitting going, there's no way that's real. Lo and behold, we had to wait. It happened. They delayed it, right? It was like they delayed it, made us wait like 6 hours looking at scenery until they started the gameplay. But again, it's exactly what it is. So it's like, I get Sony's strategy to keep stuff like close to the chest, but at the same time, I mean, Boom, you already know. Some of this stuff is like the worst kept secret. Like, I've been talking about Resistance Remake. I've been talking about Metal Gear Solid.
Wait.
It's just like the worst kept secret. We know how you operate. If you play Ratchet and Clank, do saying Sunset Overdrive 2 is not happening. If you play
happening, dude. And
guys,
you know something? I tell you right now,
they flat out tell you.
Yeah, they do.
They flat out tell you in Ratchet and Clank, when you go and play the game, you get those little golden bolts. There's an option to switch the golden bolts to the actual little sodas that you get in Sunset Overdrive. They flat out tell you.
Dude.
They flat out tell you it's happening. So it's like stuff like that. Again, to a lot of gamers who are not informed, okay, sure, you might think, okay, that's a good strat. But for most of us, we just want to see the stuff. I mean, you don't have to keep, you don't have to keep all this stuff super close. Everybody might say Sony, again, doesn't need the show. Hey, I disagree. I really disagree. Sony needs to overall show what you got. You bring your heavy hitters. And again, Sony might not feel that threatened at this particular show because, let's say Halo Infinite, right? They saw Halo Infinite. They saw Battlefield. They're like, okay, Battlefield's dropping on our platform. Halo's their big, their big release. We have Horizon. Okay, sure. But overall, people want to see more. They want to see what else is coming to the box. Microsoft clearly doesn't have an issue right now. So it is what it is at that point. Most of these other shows like Square Enix, Ubisoft. First of all, Ubisoft is the most formulaic show I've ever seen. Like I just got to this point where I just know what to expect. As soon as I saw Just Dance or whatever, I turned it off. I'm not. This ain't it. This ain't it. They announced DLC for Valhalla.
Yeah.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah,
who saw that coming?
Shocking.
When it came to Square Enix,
This is shocking.
Square Enix, man. Black Panther. Listen, I love Chadwick Boseman's performance. I felt a little disrespected by that game, honestly. I was like, listen, why now? Of all times, characters.
Everybody really need to stop.
No, I'm not holding it to Chadwick. I'm just
saying on the Avengers game. It's a side world with different people playing these characters right now. Let's get into the game. Like, because truly, I was out of one thing from them. That DLC I've been waiting for, that and the Spider-Man DLC to see what it looks like. You know,
my thing is this, bro. Maybe I talked to you about this at 1-on-1. I said, bro, listen, on some real, this is the type of game that shouldn't be DLC. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, this shouldn't be DLC. This should be something that Rocksteady should be making.
Yeah.
Imagine the scope of that game. That game would have been 4 times better than what we just saw. I mean, granted, you might 100%. Like if you're in it, you're in it. You know, I'm not taking nothing from you. I was okay. I'm not feeling this. I don't care for this. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy was a better tone. I would say it was a better one. That made more sense to me. But at the same time, again, it's up in the air at this point of what they're going to deliver for that one. What else was there? Bethesda. We saw the Xbox show again. Nintendo. Oh God. Oh, do I even need to say anything about Nintendo? Do I even say anything?
Dread. Like I was looking at my watch. I was
just saying, listen, dudes don't want to give Xbox props. I said this even in my live review of the show. Nobody wants to give props where it's due. They just want to hate.
Yeah.
I've said this for the longest time. I just want to see competition. Y'all can quote me on this. I've said this on the show.
You've said that.
I want to see competition. Dude. It was a good show for all the right reasons. I walked away like a lot of the games. I think Crispy was there. Then I say, does this game look good? But I was talking about Forza.
Yeah.
Well, I was all in. I was like, you should see my face. Like, that looked good when we saw the mountain and it shot to the car. Like, that looked good. I thought
it was actually a shot of
because I'm thinking it's a new IP. Then it shoots to this. Like, oh, okay, it's Forza, and it looked amazing. So when you go off of that, and when you look at Nintendo, I'm sitting there going, damn, I've been spoiled. Like, that's the thing about Xbox and PlayStation. You just been spoiled with pretty visuals, performance, no load times. You go to Nintendo, you're like, okay, what's Nintendo going to offer? And oh my God, let's go ahead and talk about this, man. This is where I said a lot of stuff's overrated. And again, I already know this game's going to sell. That's not even a question. It's going to sell. This game's going to outsell everybody. Let's not even get into this that portion of the argument. But to these dudes saying Breath of the Wild completely destroyed everything at this show, at Microsoft's show, and Outlook and did all this, I'm like, my guys, stop. They're like, well, no, it looks good. I'm like, guys, it's floating mountains, and you guys are hyping up a paraglider, which, by the way, it didn't start the trend for it. That a lot of you guys putting on this pedestal for. I'm pretty sure Sly Cooper had a damn paraglider.
Yes, he did.
So can we stop this? Can we stop?
Yeah, but
can we stop?
Skyward Sword started that, sir. Let's keep it a buck with Zelda. It started with Skyward Sword.
I'm just saying, dudes are put on a pedestal. You know, don't even start.
I know. I listen. I'm with you. Graphically, we know that they're 780p, 720p. We already know that.
Listen. You're paying 560, 720p. You're paying $60. Half these games are old ports from Wii U, right? You're paying full price, no discount.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, dudes are talking about value. Listen, when that Switch Pro dropped, I was waiting. You ain't never get a discount for Nintendo. No. But when they do that Switch Pro, I'm willing to bet, like, seriously, they're going to do a $70 price. Like, I just see
no doubt about
with
it,
these games. Because the thing I took from the show too, we saw Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3 was announced way before Breath of the Wild 2. Yeah. Where's Bayonetta 3? Where's Metroid Prime 4? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the big enough?
You got Metroid
Dread, but where's Prime? You know what I mean?
That looks really good. I think
it looks fine.
It's been 19 years since we got a Metroid that was a 2D platformer, and I think it's necessary. I think it's needed.
But it wasn't like the people, because remember we talked about it as a leak. I think it was on one of these shows. It was like leaked. And the thing about that, it was always up in the air. You know what I mean? Of whether it was that or Metroid Prime. You know what I mean? Right. It was always up in the air. I mean, we now know it's this, but for a lot of people who wanted that wow moment, I mean, this is a wow moment for some. It's a wow moment.
When they did the deep dive on it, it looked really good for me. Because this is one of the games at the show that I can walk away from, that I can say that I can anticipate that I can give that machine some burn. You know, and I know it comes back down to commerce, and commerce is what moves the world. I get that part. but we know what they're capable of. You're not asking Manute Bol to do crossovers like Allen Iverson. It's just not going to happen. You know, it's not going to be as pretty as the PlayStation 5. It's not going to be as pretty as the Series S. You know, and it's probably not going to be as pretty as the Xbox One X.
Yeah,
but it's gonna do what it does, and it's gonna do it as good as it can. And we look for Nintendo for gameplay. I know we always making excuses for them. Did we see gameplay from those titles that they did show? Yes.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
we saw the gameplay from it. And remember, it's the portability of the console that actually is the super appeal to it. So do those games travel well? And undeniably, yes. Those games that they showed travel well. So
yeah, but I don't know. I was just surprised though. Like at the end of it, especially, they're like, okay, let's end it. Breath of the Wild. I'm like, damn, not even a tease for the Switch Pro, because we know it's happening. It's like the worst reveal.
We've actually got confirmation that the announcement was going to come before E3, and that you know who confirmed that was Jeff Grubb. He actually said that they pulled it. So I don't know what I don't know it either,
right? It's like at this point, you might as well look at the Switch as like the 3DS. Remember we talked about this? You're gonna see the 2DS Lite, 3DS XL type of thing. I'm guessing the Switch Pro would be the XL in this case, right? And then you're gonna have an iteration of that later at some point. But what else was there at this show that there's actually a crazy announcement that kind of caught me off guard though. It was the Kazuya reveal for Smash Bros. That was a pretty cool.
Yes,
that was a Kazuya. That was a pretty cool reveal.
I'm still waiting for Master Chief. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But
it's going to happen at this point. It'll happen. But other than that, I mean, I'm trying to think. Was there any all the other shows? Some of these shows,
very
I kind of avoided. Yeah, a lot of these other shows I didn't even bother watching. I just read the notes afterwards because everybody was telling me they're just that bad. I said, this is just not it.
I mean, as a content creator, I sat there and I watched
I forgot
all of these shows in their entirety. Did I speed up a lot of stuff? Like when it got to Mario Golf? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
But again,
King, you know what I love though? Because I'm glad you said as a content creator. This is where Nintendo, and I'm getting tired of the past. I am getting tired. You forgot about this point that Nintendo made before it started. I'm like, listen, if Microsoft or Sony said this, where they said, hey, guys, all content creators, don't stream our show.
Yeah.
The media
will have
the media would eat them alive. And these dudes talking about, Nintendo had over 1 million concurrent viewers. I wonder why. Could it be for the fact that everybody wasn't streaming the show?
Right. Yeah.
Garbage.
It's like, dude, you did still inflate your numbers. Like, come on, man, stop. It's pathetic.
To make it seem like they were, the
biggest one.
Yeah, they were the biggest show, and in all actuality, it wasn't. I think that's a bad practice, to be honest with
you.
Yeah, because if you're a Nintendo content creator and you wanted to have a live reaction show, it actually took away from your fan base. And you're doing. Listen. Let's be honest. If you're an Xbox content creator, you do free promotion for Microsoft. If you're a Sony PlayStation, content creator, you do free promotion for Sony. If you're a Nintendo content creator, you're doing free promotion for them. And that media and that promotion, I do media and I do promotion. That stuff costs a lot of money. And if you're taking the time out to do free promotion for a platform, and that platform denies you after you did your blood, sweat, and tears, and Boom knows to cut video and to edit and do all of this stuff and to kill your fan base.
The games, all that.
that's actually honestly just disgusting.
It really is. It's like, dog, again, you guys saying like Nintendo's this like god tier company, Nintendo cares. I'm sitting there going, Nintendo just flat out told you, gave you the finger before the show started and said, don't stream our show. This is our bit. I'm like, my guy, listen, stop. Like, come on, man. Nintendo's fine. Yeah, Nintendo doesn't have any worries, right, King? They don't have no problems. They're fine. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit and act like I'm a sugarcoat and go, oh, this is so perfect. This is the best show. It destroys everything Microsoft show. Like, nah. Microsoft showed 5 times more stuff that I was interested in. All this other stuff, I don't care.
And we got to shout out Twitch too for standing up to Nintendo and saying that they were
Yes,
streaming in support of all the streamers.
Yeah,
that was
they said they're not streaming it. That's a great point. I'm glad they did that. But listen, let's bring Gaz on daily in. Gaz, you guys did a lot of coverage on your channel, on your site regarding E3. For you, what were your big takeaways? What were the big losers? And do you think Sony not being there kind of hurt them?
I agree with King what he said about it hurt the PlayStation fans more because they were stuck looking at third parties to kind of satiate their hunger for something. Because E3 is a big event, no matter how much some of the diehards may want to deny it. It's a show that they do care about because it's the biggest show of the year. It did hurt the Sony fans a lot. In terms of whether it hurt Sony, I don't think Sony had enough to show to warrant an E3 appearance.
True.
Which is why they didn't turn up. Why would you not flex if you've got the source? But I don't think Sony had the source. So generally, Sony lost out because this is a weird one because typically Sony start off really quiet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this time they've got a lot of because the cross-gen bit is kind of tiding them over. So all these great titles, as good as they are, apart from Returnal and Ratchet, those are the outliers because ultimately, exactly. But those are the outliers.
In October.
See you in October, when it's all on sale for like
Well, they're also, what's funny? You're saying this because we just got word that one of the PlayStation 5 exclusives that could not be on a PlayStation 4 is coming to a PlayStation 4. They unlocked the data. You know how these miners
crazy.
And I'm talking about Demon Souls.
Crazy.
Demon Souls is coming, and you know something? Even the developer of Ratchet and Clank, Insomniac Games, said, if we scaled it down, we could release this on a PlayStation 4.
October.
Yeah, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it because I think that what they're gonna have to bank on. I think you're onto something, guys. With them, if they had the source, they would show up. But who's the big winner for you?
The big one was obvious. It was Xbox. Without Xbox saved E3 to me. If it wasn't for Xbox, this would have been one of the worst E3s of the year in years, really, because one, Sony's in absentia, and then Nintendo's show wasn't all that great, in my opinion, other than obviously Breath of the Wild 2 and the new Metroid game, Metroid Dread. But look, it was Xbox's, but Xbox came out in force. And the funny thing is, this was the best Xbox E3 I can remember. And that's kind of funny because what we're actually seeing is an Xbox that hasn't even hit its stride yet. Because think about the titles that we see. The two titles that we did see were Halo and Forza. These are the games that you typically mock because Microsoft rely on Halo, Forza, Gears all the time, right? Yet despite that, Halo and Forza were the two games that actually impressed everyone. Forza Horizon 5 won the award of the game of the show, really, and that was a huge surprise anyway. So of the two titles that everyone derides as being, the rudimentary Xbox titles, they looked so stunning. Yet the ones that are actually the new IPs, the crazy ones, the big AAA bangers, they haven't even come. There's going to be an E3 that's coming up. Now, the wait for E3 meme is dead before anyone even tries to say that because Xbox won it. So rest in peace to that narrative. But the scary part is
they'll come back in a week. Watch.
They'll come back in a week. Yeah, they'll organize their thoughts. They'll rally themselves, form this human centipede, and regurgitate that. And they
centipede. Okay.
I like that movie.
Oh, y'all nasty. I'm sorry.
But the scary part, or the fun part, the exciting part is there's going to come an E3. Remember that E3 with Sony, which actually I thought was overrated.
The Year of Dreams, 2015.
Yeah, the Year of Dreams, the Final Fantasy, the Shenmue, and the Last Guardian, which in my opinion, the Last Guardian turned out to be crap. And and the other one, what was it? Shenmue. Oh, let's not talk about that.
The cat boy didn't even buy it.
But there's the E3 of that caliber, if not more, that's coming. that's in store for Xbox when you see Perfect Dark.
2022 it could potentially be the year of dreams for Xbox. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, 2022, 2023, it depends when these games are in development and really hit their stride. But you saw the fallout. You saw the fallout of what Starfield did. You saw Pete Hines come out and say, "I'm not apologizing for this being exclusive. I'm apologizing to fans who are disappointed because they're so salty over Starfield. Starfield that is exclusive to Xbox. Can you imagine?" That times that by a factor of 5, because that's what Elder Scrolls is to the gaming sphere.
I don't care who feels what. This is war. All right, this is war. So if I'm not sitting here pitching a boogie woogie because I don't have Final Fantasy Remake on my Xbox, you sit down and you eat this one, or you get down and lay down. Now I have an actual choice.
Get down and lay down.
That's right. I can actually walk over to GameStop and purchase my physical copy of Final Fantasy Remake for my PlayStation 5 and shut up and play. But I'm holding out hope beyond hope. See, because I actually have hope. You have no hope. So you must get down or lay down. And if you
you remind me of that scene with the bat. Stop.
You know what it is. We are part of a team. No, if
stop.
you do not, then you won't partake. But the option is yours.
Yeah, you know what? You're 100% right, King. You know, I have to bring this over to Pong Soul. Pong, listen. You know, we're going to get into E3, but King and of course BitCloud, Gaz on Daily have brought up incredible points. I've said this list. This is now going to be the third time this week, but I think it's so relevant to the conversation of what Gaz just said about the year of dreams potentially next year, but potentially in 2023, right? These are the games, guys, that were not at E3 2021, and and Microsoft clearly dominated. Listen to this list here: Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, Fable, Perfect Dark, Motorsport, Avowed, Compulsion's BioShock meets Uncharted, Gears 6, Everwild, State of Decay 3. Like, these were not there, and they dominated. For you, what's the highlight for E3 for you? Who and do you agree with everyone that maybe Sony, you know, took the confidence that they had and did a disservice to their fans?
Yeah, let me put it this way. I know King loves his fight analogies. So E3 used to be, right, the title fight. And you had 3 heavyweights that used to show up, right? But a couple of them stopped training. Right. And that was Nintendo and Sony. Right now, Nintendo started training a little bit again. And so they showed up, but they were a lightweight or a middleweight this year. Right. And Sony is busy at home counting all the money. Right. That they won previously. They are out of shape at this point. So why would they show up to the title fight? But the only one that's been training the whole time. Right. At each and every year, getting better and better and better. Ever since about 2017, 2018, and that's Xbox. So Xbox showed up as the only heavyweight ready to fight. And obviously, they came away as the big winner this year, right? They came away as the ones who decided that no matter who else was going to be there, right? They were going to show up and they were going to flex all the way because they wanted to show everybody, all the gamers, that they came to play this gen. And that's it, period, point blank. And that's exactly what they did. And I got to agree with King that the big winners of the show were gamers, because I know a lot of people, you know, looked at the show's entirety and said, well, it was kind of a down year, you know, because a lot of people did not come with their A game this year. But if you do dig deep into it, there was a lot of content here showing, and there was something for everybody. Devolver Digital showed out again, right? That show, I had the privilege of covering it with the Indie Gamer. That show again, every year those guys show up, and they
really do. They always deliver.
Absolutely. I mean, that Trek to Yomi game Oh my God.
Ali World. I love Ali World.
Ali World. Oh, yes, absolutely. And of course, Death's Door,
Yes.
which everybody's aware of, man. That just looks fantastic. But their whole presentation is top notch. They don't care who else is going to be there. They don't care. They're just going to do their thing, and they always show up. And I got to give props to Devolver Digital. But Xbox themselves, again, we've covered it here, but from they hit every nail on the head. Look, all the stuff that we've talked, we haven't even talked about Stalker 2 showing up, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
GSC World Games, if you go look at their Wikipedia, go look at the Stalker Wikipedia,
Small
you don't
studio,
understand
dude.
what they've been through. That place was out of business.
Yes,
One
sir.
half of the team went and created 4A games that came out with Metro, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other half tried to restart their projects over and over again and couldn't get it done. And finally, they got it done. One of the original founders got the funding and came up with GSC World Games and got Stalker 2 done. And it comes out and shows it looks like a AAA game. It is a AAA game. I'll call it as a AAA game. But they put together a dev team that is so talented that they're showing up most of the other AAAs out there, right?
Yes.
That's crazy. So we see stuff like that. We didn't talk about because it kind of got downplayed because it leaked right before the show, a day before the show. But how big of a get was Back for Blood for Game Pass?
Yes.
Going out and grabbing that.
And that's
that
going to be a
is
big
huge.
multiplayer game.
More likely that probably is that they're probably waiting for it to be done, like the real gameplay.
Right, exactly. But that right there just shows you that Microsoft has been training this entire time. They showed up in shape, ready to rock and roll. And then they come out with the big guns, right? Then you got the Forza Horizon 5, which blows everybody's mind. Like, I didn't even expect this from Playground. As far as this iteration, I thought they were just going to kind of improve a little bit on 4, put it in a new setting and call it a day. You know, they're working on Fable 2. They got the 2 teams.
And that's not even the engine that they're going to use for Fable, dude.
Right. It's not
Like,
even up.
what?
It's not even the fully upgraded engine. But here they come out, start talking about using, all this new technology. We look like we think we're looking at pictures, and all of a sudden cars are driving through the screen. My God, man. And then, obviously, and then you've got Halo. Right. And Halo, and we already know where Halo was, and it delivers.
Multiplayer's free to play.
Free to play.
First time ever.
Joseph Staten gets in there, takes control of that team,
Yes.
refocuses everybody, and says, look, you guys remember Bungie? Yeah, I was a part of that. Guess what? We're going to start doing Bungie things again in here. Okay. And that edit that they did for the multiplayer brought me back to the old Bungie days. That was not a 343 edit. That was a Bungie edit right there. And that was gorgeous. And you see the hype just shoot through the roof. And then the little slice they gave us of the single player, that whole scene between Chief and Cortana 2.0, Cortina, whatever you want to call her, that was old Bungie storytelling right there. That was beautiful.
I got a little theory.
Yeah.
I got a theory that's Cortana, and Cortana took her over. Like, because Chief just got there, and I'm just like, intrigue,
right? Exactly. That'd be a great twist.
I know, right?
I hope you put that one in, King.
he put it in the back of his head. He don't even know, like, he's looking for her, but she's already there because she killed the AI that they sent to delete her.
Oh, damn! I didn't even think of that. That's crazy.
He wasn't there, right? So what did
spoiling it all, guys?
Yeah, what did Ultron do to Jarvis? Right, try to kill him, right? So, but Jarvis hid. So listen, man, this is they set it up. Oh my God, I'm such a Halo nut. They set it up so well. They moved away from that buddy cop crap that they was doing that I really couldn't stand, because they're talking about this is the human element of it. The Master Chief is not a robot, he's human, so stop it. So at no point in time, he's the human element of this war. So we don't need another human element of the war. We got the fight inside the human that is there. But the bond between him and that AI is incredible. And they went right back to that well. And you are right. I'm just so sorry that every time you talk, because you talk so much knowledge, Pong. It's crazy.
Thank you, sir. That's an honor to hear from you, sir. So no, absolutely. I just think that again, when Xbox shows up and gives you all this stuff, and then they throw in surprises, like we finally get Hades, Game of the Year Hades in the Game Pass. Then we get Atomic Heart, which people have forgotten about.
Yes.
People completely forgot about it. It's been in development for 6-7 years. And under the radar, and all of a sudden, there it is on E3 stage, dropping into Game Pass, right? And then you got Battlefield return to the glory days, right? That we've all been waiting for. And they get the multiplayer review showing up. Of course, it's all multiplayer now, but they get that they get the full effect of a brand new modern day Battlefield, which DICE is trying to restore glory, and it shows up so great.
But Breath of the Wild too, though.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild too. No, look, Nintendo is never going to have to train for the heavyweight title belt again. Okay, they've gone off on their own thing. They're doing their own thing. I respect the hustle of Nintendo. Nintendo passed me, but I passed Nintendo by. Nintendo passed me by. Whatever you want to say. I just don't dig it anymore, right? Yeah. But for them, they've created their own place, and that's what Xbox is now doing. And Sony's still trying to figure out where they're going to fit into all of this, right? They have to figure out in this digital age which direction they're going to go in, and they haven't quite yet done that. But Microsoft has, Nintendo's got their place, and that's why you see, both of those two. And again, I'll give Nintendo respect. They showed what they had to show. Their fan base is the fan base that it is. It's never going to complain. It's never going to cry out. Or if it does, it's quickly silenced by the rest of everybody. So they gave them a taste of what they wanted. The Metroid 2D is going to kick a lot of that nostalgia back in again. A lot of, everybody's going to go buy it, despite what they say. And so they did their part, right? They showed up to E3. They had their nice little showcase. It's fine. It's good, right? That's what they're going to do. But Xbox was the one that showed up the biggest there. And then you had some smaller stuff. Like I said, Devolver Digital did a great job. Go back. If you guys haven't watched the Future Game Show, a lot of guys poo-pooed it. It was right after that PC show, which is always terrible. But the Future Game Show, the Future Game Show actually had some quality titles that are coming to console in there. It was a little long, but there was some good stuff in there that I saw that I'm really interested in. We saw Dying Light 2 again, I think. We saw correct. Yep, exactly. Ubisoft did their thing. Obviously, Extraction does interest me. It looks good. It looks like they're building on what they learned from Siege, which is fantastic. That's what they do. Hey, good for them. Again, there was stuff for somebody everywhere. Again, you had to get through a lot of garbage and kind of fluff too as well. We know what Square Enix did. Again, Square Enix is, I don't know what they're doing. Some of those games looked like they were running on 360 PS3 era. It was crazy. They need to upgrade those engines, man. Because there's something wrong. They're losing their way there.
Hey, Pong, you said like the big upgrade with this show, like, and I agree with everything. Like, it was a good upgrade. Yeah. Now, obviously, no fans are here. Now, I talked to you about this. I talked to you about this, King, with the whole like how E3 is kind of like, well, not E3, but like Sony hits it with that presentation, like and all that. Do y'all think that this is it? Like Microsoft is going to do that now?
No,
like, you don't think so? You don't think they're going to do that? Not orchestra, not necessarily orchestra, but I'm talking about like better presentation for the live audience.
Okay. You talking about with the live audience?
Yeah, with live audience. Yeah, this is fine. I'm talking about for live audience, because that's kind of always been like an issue for them, right? They don't have that wow, you know what I mean, for them.
I can say this, right? And then we can get right back to Pong. But I can say this. Being that was you with me, Boom? Did you go with me to Bethesda's show?
Yep, sure did.
Okay.
We sat right next to each other.
All right. So sorry, I do apologize. All right. So then Boom can attest that nobody throws a live show like Bethesda.
No.
Okay. So
you think that's it?
Knowing that part is secure. All right. And knowing that next year there will be fans in seats, fully vaccinated people will be there, but there will be fans in seats. So I honestly have no worries in performance, because this was the catalyst to everything from here on. And once they purchased them and once we actually got to the show, I believe that this is actually going to cascade all the way through to all future shows. So I have actually no fears, actually, be honest with you, when it comes to that stuff. So You know,
No.
that wasn't me. But you know, that was Microsoft saying you're on to something.
The angels were coming down. That was
They're
it.
King is on to it. But yeah, I think this is it. Like we're gonna have our Sean later moment. I miss Sean.
I miss Sean
for,
a lot.
yeah, for
I
his
like Sean. Sean's a good
theatrics.
dude.
I miss old Sony. And dudes don't know what I mean when I say what old Sony is. Old Sony was sock you in the jaw. Old Sony was, you do something, I'm going to, like, you throw a snowball, I'm going to throw a boulder at you.
Yeah.
Because I have a chip on my shoulder. The new Sony is a little bit different, and we're learning the new Sony now. So I remember the glory days.
All that, yeah.
I remember everything, and a lot of people in the chat or a lot of people on Twitter will probably tell you, "Oh, nah, King, they still living in their heyday." Shut up.
Yeah.
You don't know what a Crash Bandicoot going to an actual Nintendo headquarters, actually yelling out in front of Nintendo, "Come out and fight." You don't know who Sony is. You're learning who Sony is.
I still remember that guy. He's like, dude, Mario, who's that guy? Why would you want to play as a plumber? You can play as me.
You know,
he
like
used to always talk trash. Yeah.
Real marketing, real fight, real gumption. They would have never missed the E3 because they know how important you are. Yep. I don't take disrespect for my dollar. I do not do that. So, yeah. Sorry.
You're 100% right. Listen, let's get Crispy Bomb into the conversation. Crispy, obviously, the winner is, you know, everyone's choice, which is Xbox. But I'm interested to hear your point on what was there enough damage done for Sony basically just conceding? I mean, they threw out the white flag. They didn't even bother showing up, and it really pissed off a lot of their fans. And, you know, the fans usually aren't the ones that are vocal because they'll just take what Sony's giving them. Was it a mistake for Sony?
Absolutely. I mean, and I think it comes down to they didn't have anything to show, really. You know, you're showing games, you're showing full slices, you know, in your own, you know, little ecosystem that they've been doing. And it's worked for a period of time. But at this point, you know, Xbox came to play. And, you know, for me, my actual biggest winner is Game Pass subscribers. Yeah. I think that is the biggest deal. I think, you know, the amount of gaming, you know, library they are giving you within a year period, I would even say, is going to be incredible. And they're not just giving you one single type of game. They are giving you first-person shooters. They are giving you a high-caliber racer that's open world. They are giving you RPGs. They are giving you games that you didn't think you wanted and you didn't know that you wanted. And I think that is a huge deal. And I'm going to keep it as simple as that because at the end of the day, I sit here and I ain't worried about buying no game. I ain't got money half the time anyway. I got bills to pay, bro. So I will gladly pay my $15 and be happy of what I get. And man, like, you gave me Back for Blood. I was thinking about buying that game too.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's certain games that like I'm thinking about buying it. Like I love Left 4 Dead. I know those guys are like most of that team came from the Left 4 Dead series. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna buy this, but I'm like, wait, Uncle Phil's got me. I know Uncle Phil's got me. I know Sarah Bond's in the back just saying, okay, Turtle Rock, come over here. Okay, this is what we're offering. And they'd be like, really? Yeah, let's do this. Like more gamers get to play our games. Yeah. I think even Bethesda, if you go and look at what Pete Hines, if you actually listen to the whole interview he did, really the reason why they were so excited to join Xbox is because of Game Pass and because of, you know, xCloud is eventually going to become such a huge thing in their eyes. And I think, you know, that made that partnership so easy. And you don't feel like they're doing things that they didn't want to do. You know, Microsoft's basically saying, Bethesda, you are you. And basically the way Pete was talking is they took over that show. They basically like, oh, you know, we're thinking of putting this game. Oh yeah, we're thinking of ending with Redfall. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So basically their working relationship at this point is, you know, we like most of your ideas. We can throw a little back and forth, but I mean, you got this showcase thing down, you know? So, and I think you want to put it the other way, the biggest loser, you Game Pass haters. You are the biggest loser. You hate all you want. You eventually, we'll see you in there, and then I want to see you take the L. Just say, "Hey, I was wrong." That's all I want to hear. Okay, I don't need any more.
And dance with it.
It's crispy. I talked to Chris Grinnell about this when we had the interview, and man, the amount of hate I got, let me tell you, just for talking about Game Pass. But it's only a matter of time for you to see Sony do it, bro.
Yeah, they have to do. They have to respond with something, dude. Absolutely.
Well, Sony and Sony is probably the only one that could really truly compete because they do have the exclusives.
They have the legacy.
That they say they had the day and date. If they say that, I think that, whatever they turn whatever into, because like I said, it's so like which one is it? Is it Plus or Now? Like I don't, you know what I mean? So
more likely it'll be an upgrade of Plus. I think I think it's going to change. Or no, not on PlayStation Now. I'm sorry, they'll probably change.
Yeah, well, and that's my that's my thought process. Like they need to figure out the branding. But if they say day and date, you might have me. Because I'm not going to sit here in front. Like, dude, if I get those games in Game Pass style, you know what I mean? Like, I'm down for that because not every, AAA banger that PlayStation has, I'm not really all about that, every single one.
Sony's got the leverage. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to say this one part. Right. And I've thought about this, and I sat there and tried to devise a business strategy for Sony to capitalize on their IPs and their position in the marketplace, which is constituted as number one figuratively, right, as far as units sold. And this is a whole new generation. So that is to be contested with the Game Pass sales, regardless to what. Let's just give them position one, right? And they do have an actual catalog that they can leverage. I don't believe that the infrastructure is there to sustain it, and I don't believe they have the capital to sustain a fight of this magnitude, where the biggest convert to Game Pass was Satya. And once that actually happened, you saw the change in the diversity of lineup and what was available inside Game Pass. You have to change fundamentally how the money people at Sony operate. And I don't believe that they're willing to take the monumental losses that they will have to accrue in gaining position. So I don't think they see it as feasible to do so. So we can hope without hope of that happening. And I just came to a stark realization as the business side, I don't believe that happens.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that they can compete like that, and I don't know if they want to. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Their bread and butter are console sales. Their other bread and butter are their first party bangers that people buy their consoles for, and they go based on those big sales. I don't know what they're gonna do.
That's true, but I mean, we've had this conversation before. We really don't know. Really, it's up in the air with the new management. You know what I mean?
Especially
it's really
with
up in the air.
Jim Ryan being who he is. I don't know if he accepts that. Listen,
but here's the biggest thing, though. Before you even sorry, I don't want to cut you up.
That's right.
The biggest thing that Jim Ryan has like leverage right now, and he proved this with Uncharted 4, like with the whole PC announcement, right? You notice there was this outrage for right. I remember it was crazy outrage. All that outrage was for nothing as soon as they saw Horizon. He's talking about Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, dudes don't care.
Yeah.
He just sees it. He sees right through it. Dudes don't care.
No, I agree. I think that the big bangers are going to silence all the critics like they normally do. But listen, folks, this has been one hell of a 2-hour show. And again, I originally thought it was going to be 3 people on the panel. We had 3 unbelievable monster guests. So let's get everyone. And King, I know you got to go, so let's get you out of here first, brother. You got the ILP this Sunday.
Yes,
and obviously you got the King of Statues. You got lordsofgaming.net. You got a ton going on. And plus the statue show that you're going to be on this evening. Tell everyone where they can continue to listen to more King, and where could people reach out to you on social media?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Boom, and so happy being able to do the show on Fridays. I know we'll be trying to get together. It was great meeting you, Pong.
Pleasure,
huge fan, and brother, you brought the thunder today. Gaz, you know I love you. the best voice in the world. It's crispy. Love you to death. And Big Cloud, you know I love the fact that you are the PlayStation realist. And boom, fantastic. You can catch me on Twitter. That's King David OTW. You can catch Iron Lords Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can go to lordsofgaming.net where you can catch old episodes of ILP. You can read a lot of our opinion writers stuff. We have a Minute with the Lords that's up that you can check out. Your favorite Lord talking to the writers, and we're talking about various topics. So you get a chance to meet different writers and see their works and go through a lot of their catalog. It's extensive. We cover everything on E3. So that's lordsofgaming.net, and ILP is on YouTube. Tonight, I will be on DCX. That's Darth Castle X. Open mic, 9 p.m. YouTube, where you'll see me talk about these statues. KOS is going up tomorrow, where you can see me talk about that Silver Surfer maquette with that Nova proximity piece. I have a friend in the gaming community. He's a developer, and I'm going to keep his name unknown at this moment because I'm going to talk about it on KOS. He sent me his prized possession, his statue, because he no longer had a space for it, and he wanted somebody that's going to actually care for it. And unbeknownst to him, I'm a huge fan of the artist that did the statue itself. So it's going to be an amazing KOS that I'm going to add along to this, because he really won no accolades for it, but it really brought a tear to my eye because he had a handwritten note there. And, my wife read it and she was like, wow. And he's just an amazing dude. So I appreciate everything. And I'm going to give a huge shout out to him, but because it put a tear to my eye. It's in the box right there. It's incredible. But thank you guys for coming out and rocking with us and talking gaming, and understand all of us here loves video games. No one likes bashing another fan for no reason. And have a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there this Sunday. Please, relax, bask in the fact that you're a father, and enjoy being a father and a great dad. Take care, people. I'll see you next
Later,
time.
King. Thank you so much, King. Brother. Gaz on Daily. Listen, brother, my mission as a content creator is to get and funnel more people over to not only to your website, but to your YouTube channel for a reason, for 100 reasons that will keep me here for another hour. Love what you guys are doing. You and Asa are just monsters in the industry. I think that you need, I just don't understand why you're just not over 10K in subs, because what you do over there is passionate, it's fun, and what you've been doing on, especially with the beatdown of Jason Schreier a couple of episodes ago, I gotta see more of that, and I think we're gonna get it. Tell everyone about where they can reach out to you on social media, but tell them where they can sub Game on Daily.
Oh, thank you so much for the invite, man. It's always a pleasure being here on the show with basically like family. So it's just effortless chat here. Thank you so much for shouting out Game on Daily. One word. Jason Schreier, if you're listening to this, I know you've got your radar everywhere. It's not malicious. It's fun. I'm just having fun with you, and you can try and punch me in the arm. I'm sure it won't hurt. But you can do that at E3 when you see me next year. We have some amazing stuff coming out. The next Source episode, you probably saw the last one where we did a deep fake of Mission Impossible 2 and replaced.
That was awesome, dude.
That is just scratching the surface, because the next one that we're filming, like, we were just laughing because I came up with this idea. I put it up on the WhatsApp group, and I think we were just crying of laughter of just the script that we were just coming up with. So I hope it lives up to the hype that I'm hyping you up now. A lot of work goes into the video, so hopefully it grows. I get a lot of messages from people saying, what's going on? Why does YouTube not like you? Because if YouTube recommends this even a little bit, it'll go crazy. YouTube did not even recommend that. 0%. It was only pushed to my subs for some reason. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out YouTube.
You'll never figure it out. Their algorithm is like, you need to be a genius. I'm sorry.
I know you need to be. So yeah. So sorry, but it's sorry about ranting about that. But it's just long. But we'll figure it out. figure it out because we have so much. I've already got 3 videos in the works already. So please subscribe to Game on Daily 1 or GameOnDaily.com. I have to shout that out. That's the one that has tens of thousands of pounds poured into it. It's going to be something hopefully huge very soon because it's for you guys. It's for everyone. It's for content creators. You want to be someone in the industry. You want to empower. You want to look. Very quick shout out. Look, this week we saw a few media outlets who seem to be a little bit insecure over Xbox doing really well. Which I'm not going to name names because that's in the source video. But we saw that. Yeah, what Punk? What are you doing, Punk? Come on.
Nothing. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I apologize.
What, ladies and gentlemen, his views may not represent that of mine. Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen the media. I've seen this for years. I've seen it for over a decade, right? And I'm not calling them out, but it's just human. Maybe it's human nature. But Game Daily exists to rebalance that, to put the power back into content creators. Because I've been doing this since 2011, actually, and I am not convinced that the big media outlets have better writers, have better content creators, and you can see it from our community, man. Look at our community, the most positive, most insightful, most keyed in, knowledgeable ones in the industry. So GameOnDaily.com has been designed for that. There are no ads on the site, man. This is for you guys. So it's a passion project, and I will die before Game on Daily dies. So that's for you, everyone here. But thank you so much. That's such a long run. Why do I love my voice so much? Shut up, guys. Thank you so much for letting me be on here. Can't wait to get back on. Boom, we have to get you on.
Yes, not this Saturday. The next Saturday, we're looking to. I'll be jumping on with you guys. Cannot wait to do that. That's going to be very. It's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't been on there in a while. It's going to be great to be back on with you guys and the craziness that is, of course, Game on Daily. And of course, Pong Soul, rookie sensation. Really, I mean, rookie, it's hard to say when you're hitting home runs. I think you're obviously all-star caliber. Not only are you on my show, not only are you on Mav's show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Fun Speculation on YouTube, but you're doing your own show on Saturday, which is awesome. And obviously, I talk about it all the time. When me and Mrs. Boom come back from the hike, I'm making breakfast. I'm checking you guys out.
Awesome. No, thank you. First and foremost, Boom, for the invite today. Man, what a Hall of Fame type panel here. Always fantastic to be here. Great to be on another show with obviously Big Cloud, Gaz, Crispy, and an honor to be finally on a show with King David. So this was awesome. You surprised me out of the blue. You caught me right before I was walking out the door, so it was perfect timing, Boom. Thank you again. No, man, this has been great. We could have talked for another 2 hours here, man. We got some awesome people on this panel, so I love that. I love the passion in this community always. Chat, you guys were absolutely incredible. We had 500 people here, man. Just blow me away every time I do one of these shows with Boom. So this was just what a great Friday, man. What a great start to my Friday. But anyways, like you were talking about, Boom, tonight, Xbox Ultimate with Fun Speculation, aka Mav, his beautiful wife, Caitlin, the rest of the Magnificent Seven, and tonight we have special guest CMBR on. So please come check us out, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Always a fun time over at Xbox Ultimate. That's my extended family, man. Just love them all, and we always show up. So come over, check us out there. Tomorrow morning, living split screen, all one word. My brother from another, Steel Rain. We are That's right. We are going to wake you up. So come on in. Starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. UK time. Man, we got a lot to talk about. I'm sure Steele and I got a couple rants to go on because unlike Gaz, we don't hide our displeasure for certain things that happen. So we're going to go ahead and get that done tomorrow morning for you guys. And then Saturday night with the Shop Podcast with PTK Blam, Centurion, Fuzzy Belvedere, and Staggerilla. Awesome group of guys. We just, again, more passion. We just do a quick show, a little bit over an hour usually. So come check us out there, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. And then Tuesdays back on the Xbox Factor podcast with you, Boom, and Zemi, and now 3-Bits. So Can't wait to do that. But yeah, man, this has been a great show. Love you all. Love the chat. man, you know what? Have a great weekend. Play what you love what you play.
Yeah.
Enjoy Father's Day for all the fathers out there, like King said. But yeah, guys, have a great one. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, Big Cloud Gaming, brother. As you march towards 10,000 subs, which should be here soon enough, I would imagine, after the coverage that you guys have been up to, and some of the star-powered developers you guys have been having on. Tell everyone where they can sub your channel or reach out to you on social media, and what do you have going on today at 5 p.m.
All right. Well, first of all, happy Father's Day. Obviously, got to throw that out there. Rest in peace, Pops.
Absolutely.
Shout out to this panel. Pong, you killed it. Good to see you on camera. Everybody,
Thank you, sir.
Crispy, Gas, good to talk to you. Obviously, King David. Boom, you already know. Today we have the one and only Paul Hunter on today's show. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. It's going to be at 5:30 today. RHD podcast. Looking forward to it. You guys can find me at Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Can't wait, man. A lot of stuff planned, a lot of even more bigger interviews planned, a lot of talk. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Definitely excited.
Yeah, and you guys have a right to be, because you guys are knocking it out of the park for sure. And last and no way least, the best voice in the business, the guy that keeps it 100 each and every time he's on this show, my brother from right across the border in Connecticut, Crispy Bomb. Tell everyone where they can reach out to you on social media, Crispy, but more importantly, what other shows are you a part of?
World premiere.
I tell you, man, someone's got to hire you to do some voiceovers, bro, because you got the best voice in the business.
Yeah, I actually did some fun stuff last night with my outro on Next Podcast. But yeah, it's at Crispy Bomb on Twitter, Crispy Bomb 28, Xbox Live. Find me on Retro Renegade, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. Thursday night, 8 p.m. prime time, the Next Podcast. And back here on Breakfast with Boom, Fridays, 10 a.m.
Yes, well, thank you so much for being here, brother. Listen, real quick, before we get everyone out of here, I just have to catch up with some of the super chats, and we had a new channel member join us. Titan2793 joins the fray. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member, dude. Super appreciate that. And Steven Boxy, been very busy with the super chats. Thank you again for another $2 super chat. And says Nintendo could have cut Breath of the Wild footage altogether. Then their show would have been worse, for sure, no doubt about that. We also had Dan Lazaro, good friend of the show. He drops a $2 super chat and says Sony is a broke dude making broke dude moves. I mean, I don't know if they're broke. I mean, they are spending $50 million per game. So, but I see what you're saying. And J Dub is a shill. Drops an outstanding $10 super chat and says, what I don't understand is if Xbox is so trash according to the nut jobs within the PlayStation community, then why do they spend so much time watching what Xbox is doing? It's as if they secretly fear Xbox.
No, I don't know. It's called clout chasing. There you go.
Yeah, it's something. Let's just enjoy what you enjoy. Listen, folks, look, here's the thing. You learned a lot about the panel today. You learned a lot about me if you didn't already know. And I want to say that what I opened up the show with, super important for both me and Mrs. Boom. Of course, I want to wish all the fathers out there, and I'm a godfather for sure, and I have tons of godchildren because Mrs. Boom and I, it's just us, but I want to wish everybody a very happy and safe Father's Day. And of course, listen, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. This is the kind of fun you're going to get with every show. It's honest. It's fun. We talk gaming. We have lots of big laughs. And Double Barrel Gaming is going to bring it each and every time. And, of course, I'm going to close out the show with something that's important to me. Hopefully, one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my father taught us when we were kids. And he said, son, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, and I can guarantee you, you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you. We're actually not going to see you next week because next week, Mrs. BoomStick and I are celebrating our 21st wedding anniversary. You're getting 2 shows.
Congrats,
thank you, brother. Well, you're getting 2 shows instead of 4, Monday and Tuesday. And then Mrs. Boom and I are going to take the rest of the week off, go out, do some shopping, go for a couple of hikes, sleep late, and kind of just enjoy each other's company. And I'll be putting out some more, but check out Monday and Tuesday's show. They're going to be dope. And anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you the following week on the newest episode of Breakfast with Boom.